You feel like it?
I feel like it's like looking at the ceiling.
It seems more ceiling though, boo. Hey y'all, we had some technical Oh, that don't look too bad. You just said it, didn't you? How the light, it just seemed further back. Maybe we need to scoot it up, Sheik. We gonna. Hey y'all see my glasses? Sheik is nervous. Look at us, y'all. We ain't gonna go. We ain't go live on Facebook yet, but here we go. Here we go. Ain't nobody on yet. Ain't nobody on. Cause the light seemed. How the light? We see. When we're in the light, it's just when I come back. How
But
do
now
you?
you can't.
Now you
she's
can't
cut off
see
her.
because
Okay.
it's too.
You ain't gotta say it out loud, Nikki. All on my thing. Hey y'all, we had some technical difficulties. So we working as Android. Android always come through. It be them darn Apple devices. That's what we were on first. I might as well fix my hair since I'm here. Y'all like my glasses? Shout out to my cousin Sarah. Okay, we still got her cut off a little bit. Let me sit down, Nikki. You work it. Nick. Nick, you don't want to touch it. There we go, Nick. What you want to do, Nick? Nick, go ahead, y'all. Nick's scared. She's trying to sit down a little bit more, Nick. That's going to fall straight forward. Jesus. Listen, we chatting. Look at you. How it look from your end, Sheik, if you go to YouTube? Look at her. Now she gonna use the cord to control. You better, Nikki, act like it's a remote control. Listen, y'all, we on this Android device. And for real, I'll move the whole table and bring us closer. Keep playing with me, Sheik. Because we ain't got time for the madness. Y'all gonna get this information today. Nikki, now you know if it fall forward, that nail is gonna have some issues. What you think, Sheik, when you go there? Oh, that don't look bad.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
that
good.
Good.
Okay, that looks
okay.
good. Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all, we back. Okay, let's go live on Facebook too. Okay, here we go. We're gonna make our own music. You ready? I know, Tish, you ready because you'll. Here we go. My mic sound nice. Check.
Check 1.
My mic sound nice.
Check 2.
My mic sound nice.
Check 3.
What are you ready? Boing. Listen.
Yes.
Listen. We needed to overcome this today, right?
Amen.
But we're going to talk about it. Look, we might as well put our mics to the side again since we don't need that part of it. So I'm going to say real quick, I am looking for a volunteer tech person. If it is you and you want to grow your career in social media camera imaging, podcast, cutting, splitting, you better get with this millionaire today. And the reason Letitia Sproul is here is to tell me how to manage these millions that we're about to get. So Thank you so much for joining Chat It Up with Coach Q, where you're with none other than Coach Q herself. Y'all know Chat It Up, all right? It's about everyday conversations about the ish that we as adults go through. If I lean in like this, don't judge me. You looking at it, right? Just keep me clear on if I lean back too much. Seriously, y'all, we were determined to make sure that it worked on our YouTube channel, and we were determined to make sure that it's going to work on Facebook. So, y'all, again, we're going to have this conversation. I was thanking all of our sponsors, one being Breathe Easy Foundation. Thank you so much. Breathe Easy Fitness Studio. Again, the reason I shout out those two sponsors is because it is those two organizations that is sponsoring all the technical stuff that we have with Chat It Up with Coach Q. And just so happens, I'm the CEO of both. So, again, thank you. If you would like to be a sponsor, if you would like your business announced on Chat It Up with Coach Q, keep in mind, I'm over 7,000 followers on YouTube and almost at 1 million. I know I've been saying that for the last year, but almost at 1 million followers on Facebook. So again, if there's nothing but 5 people that come to your business as a result of this podcast, then that's 5 more than you had, right? So thank you again for joining. And so I am joined today by none other. Let me introduce her. Her name is Letitia Sproul, AKA what? What do they call you? TT?
TT or Smiley.
TT or Smiley. Definitely Smiley. So we're going to say AKA Smiley. After we get this information, we're going to be smiling. She is a senior account supervisor at Capital One Bank. And she leads the help desk tech team. Is that it? Or what was the name of that company?
That was Dendrite. I was lead tech there.
Okay, lead tech there. And then she was also a customer service specialist at Capital One. Her educational background that did not prove itself today is IT. It did not prove itself today because she did go to Google. She did go to Google,
Yes.
right? But it didn't. Y'all, either way, we're gonna do this. And the reason, let me just give a real check. I know we're super late, but the reason, I just had a conversation, Sheik, with someone. I was like, God, what is your purpose for Chatting Up with Coach Q? What do you want this to be? And he said, keep working at it. And the examples he gave me is like when light was discovered or when TV, all the iterations that our television has gone through. Y'all remember the big back TVs?
Yes.
All that stuff, right? Cable and
Mm-hmm.
our cell phones, the big, like the little, then it went big. What was that cell phone company called? I used to love it. Nextel? No. Was it Nextel? What was that little trigger where you can chirp, chirp, chirp?
Yeah.
It was Nextel.
That was
Yes, I love that. Like I was like, that was it. So there's gonna be iterations with Chatting Up with Coach Q. So y'all hang in there with us. In all seriousness, though, if you just want to come hang out with us Sunday, on Sundays to help us get this right, we're in this room that appeared to be big enough. But when you get high tech cameras, you know, it looks a little smaller, but we're gonna get there. So again, she has an associate degree in network security from Elizabeth City State University. Woo, woo, woo. A Bachelor of Computer Science degree with a minor in business communication. And she is articulate. You'll get it, y'all. She gonna flow with it. As a licensed financial advisor with over 6 years of experience, she specializes in helping individuals and families achieve their financial goals through personalized planning, investment strategies, and wealth management. Her expertise includes retirement, because we getting up there, right? Planning, risk management, tax efficient investing. So do you do income taxes?
I do not, but I have people on my team that do.
Oh, they do. Okay, because you listen. We're gonna talk about that. And creating comprehensive financial plans tailored to each client's unique situation. And some of our situations are unique. Y'all know how y'all do. She provides financial education and help families make informed decisions to secure their financial future. She is licensed in 4 states. Y'all listen to this punchline. Y'all ready? No family left behind. Okay?
That's right.
So do we still look good? Because I feel like we out the camera. I just need to see. Okay. Why my phone look like we're not? So that's perfect. So let's stay here. All right, Smiley. So first of all, I just want you, what drew me to you was when you started talking, I was like, oh my gosh, we need that. And we're not looking to be biased. This isn't like a pro-black,
Right.
financial, anything, or pro-woman. We are diverse. We are inclusive. So I want to say that.
Yes.
But what I want to start straight off in saying, what do you think one of the biggest financial gaps, opportunities that we as people have? And people, I'm using it generalized, not people as in black, but just generalized.
In general, honestly, 48% of Americans are financially literate. So they don't know anything about money. So the first thing is to understand money.
Okay, so talk to us about
So the
understanding
first
money.
thing is understanding money. We 9-to-5ers, we get our money, we just pay bills, have a little fun with it, but do we know how to save?
Okay, so does that mean we don't understand money because we
We don't understand money because we're not saving it. We don't know how to save, and we don't know how to make our money work for us.
Okay, so I'm ready to jump in.
Yes.
So 48% of
48
Americans
of Americans are financially illiterate.
illiterate.
Yes.
So that's why I'm trying to go to Dubai. Because Dubai sets it up for everybody.
Yes.
Like their families, you gotta know your like
Yes.
y'all, we can't wait to go, but when you go over, that's a very rich company and they
Yes.
take care
They take
of
care
their
of
citizens
their citizens. Yes,
because they
do.
understand money.
Because they understand money.
Okay.
Yes.
So shout out to the 52% of people who understand
Yes.
money.
Yes.
Right? So talk to the 48% of us that don't
Let's talk
understand
about
money.
the 48%.
Okay,
Yes.
so I want to, before I even, you may answer some of my questions. So you said 48% of us, we worked at, well, all of us we worked at 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
We pay our bills,
Mhm.
but we don't know how to save.
But we don't-
Talk to us more about that.
Right. So the first thing into saving,
Mhm.
pay yourself first. Pay
Okay.
yourself first. Because no one else is going to pay you.
Well, wait a minute, my boss. Wait a minute, not my boss.
That's
my employee.
your check.
That's my check.
That's your check.
Okay,
You get paid by the boss.
right.
But keep in mind, you thinking about paying bills, you're
Right.
thinking about feeding the kids,
Mhm.
getting groceries,
Right.
all other stuff. But what have you set aside for your future?
Mm.
And it can be just as small as $5 out of your check
Okay.
to save. You just put in the savings, or you can invest into something for a higher return rate.
Okay.
And so a lot of people don't think about saving or investing. They say, "Oh, I pay my bills. I got $100 left over."
And I'm feeling good because
You
my
feeling
bill
great.
pays. I'm like,
Yeah,
yes,
your
we
bills
got
pay,
food,
we got food,
we got gas.
we got gas.
But you're saying no.
But
we need to save.
no, we need to save
Mhm.
because something may happen along the way. You may need that money for something because life happens.
Life happens.
So something drastic happens, and you need to go to an emergency fund.
Okay.
And first thing is, how am I going to resolve this situation?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have the money saved to resolve the situation? So that's why we have to be disciplined to save money for us. Pay yourself first.
Pay yourself.
Nobody else is going to pay you.
Right. And that's just money that we put along the side in the account. Now, when you saying save and pay yourself first, there's a ... because that ties into investment. So we can get a higher end. Okay, so
Exactly.
we're going to get to that piece. So you're saying, okay, pay ourselves first out of our paycheck. What about people who feel like they can't afford to pay themselves?
Well, that's where we have to make some decisions.
Okay.
It's going to be some hard decisions.
Okay.
Because some of us are living from paycheck to paycheck.
Okay.
I don't have nothing to save. All I got is $5 left.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Save $250.
Gotcha.
You gotta put yourself first. You gotta save. You gotta start somewhere, and it may take a while,
Okay.
but you gotta start somewhere. And we have to be disciplined about that money as well.
Okay. When you say discipline, what do you mean by
When
that?
you save it, keep it there.
Uh,
Just don't go in the money just to be going in.
okay.
It has to be a situation where it's a dire need
Okay. Okay.
for you to go into that money.
Okay.
Because we're saving for a reason. We're saving for the future. There's a purpose while we're saving.
And I can't wait till we get to that. Till
Yes.
you work that out. So
Yeah.
let me ask this: when you say save, what if I got a big, like in water bottles? You know how the big water
Yes.
bottles. What if I'm putting it in a jar? Do I have to take it to a bank? When you say save, do I give it to my mom? Because my mom could hold some money. She'll
Well,
put it like.
if you trust, if you got somebody you can trust,
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
But honestly, I started off with, believe it or not, with a piggy bank.
Okay.
And I was thinking of saving dimes.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what I did. That's when I first started doing my own little savings.
Okay.
Got my little 500. Thought I was doing
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And dimes.
In dimes.
Wow. Okay.
500 in dimes.
Okay.
And so I put that in my little savings,
Okay.
and I let it sit there.
Mhm.
But with that savings, for a case of emergencies,
Mhm.
as I got older, I realized I need to save more.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about with that savings, it was just sitting there, it wasn't growing. It was
It
just
wasn't growing.
it was just sitting there.
So that's where you're talking about that financial literacy again.
Yeah.
While we're talking about saving, that's a start.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want it just sitting there. Because
Right.
we're not just sitting there, we grew
Exactly.
into adults. So you want to get something on your return.
Exactly.
And however, comma dash, there's some steps
Yes.
that we need to take along
There
the way.
is some steps.
Okay,
Yes.
all
Yes.
right. And so when you say save, how much should we be saving?
Well, with your savings, statistics. This is
Okay.
what statistics says. 3 to 4 months of your income, you should have already in a savings.
Wow.
So, say for example, if you make $2,000 a month, you should have already $6,000 saved,
Not even touching.
not even touching.
Let's pause right there. How many of you work right now and you have at minimal a month time 3 in your savings? Y'all go ahead and put it out there. Meaning, if I make $10,000 a month, I should have $30,000 in
You
savings.
should have 30,000 saved in your savings.
Now, it's not how much I bring home. Is it how much I make?
No, it's how much you bring home.
Okay, how much I bring home
tax.
after taxes.
After
Okay.
tax, yes.
All right. After 401k, after
Right.
benefits. But on average, okay, if I'm $7,000, I should have that $21,000 in my account.
Exactly, 21,000. Yeah. For
What-
savings.
For savings.
And that's just for savings. Because we said, again, life happens. And then
Life
as we grow, we get a bigger house, we get a better car. We have
Ooh,
more
so let's talk
children.
about that. So when we make more money, that doesn't equal go get the bigger car, go get the bigger
That's true,
house.
right. It
Because
does not
then what
equal.
happens is now all that money that we made extra that could easily be going in a savings account
Yes.
for investment in a rainy day, now going to something that has depreciation.
Exactly, that is correct. And we're here to save money and make our money work for us instead of we work for the money.
Okay. I can't even wait. I know I'm jumping so far ahead, so please press the brakes where you need to. There's something you talk about, is it FinWin?
Yes, it's called the Financial Independence Number.
Okay, y'all. So I need, even in this room, you got 2 cameras. This is still YouTube.
Okay.
All right, and even though she sees us well, this is Facebook, so you can glance between the 2.
Okay.
I need you to really talk to the people.
All right.
So however you need to position yourself. Now you know you talk fast,
Yes.
so you may have to repeat it, but
No
give it
problem.
to us. Talk to us
Yes.
about the Fin. Do y'all ready? Y'all gonna need. Let me see. I'm gonna write it down too. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, the Financial Independence Number. Now, this is the number that you're going to need to have or coming in while you're retired, so that you have to work a 9 to 5.
Okay. Okay.
So with the Financial Independence Number, it can come from savings
Okay.
and investments.
All right.
Those are key 2 things that
Okay.
makes up, your FIN number. So this is how you calculate your FIN number. So say for example, I'm going to retire at 65.
Okay.
I'm just going to roundabout number 65.
65. Y'all
65,
here, right?
okay.
Okay.
And I'm saying, life expectancy is going to be 95.
Okay. So that's 20 years.
30 years.
30
Yeah,
years. I'm sorry,
65 to
65,
95 is 30 years. Okay.
Financial literacy.
So
You see, I can even do the math. 30 years.
So say, I want to live lavish when I retire.
Look, I can tell.
So
I can tell.
so I'm going to say roughly about what's going for me, about $100,000 a year, $100,000 a year. I'm going to need to live comfortably retired.
Okay, so just because I'm retiring at 65,
Mhm.
we're living longer,
Mhm.
so we're just gonna round about 95. That's 30 years, and you need $100,000 a year.
$100,000 a year.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is I'm going to times $100,000
Okay.
by 30.
Okay.
That's $3 million.
Okay.
So Letitia Sproul needs $3 million coming in during that time frame to live comfortably.
Wow.
That's going to be your FIN number.
Wow.
Yes.
And a lot of us, we don't have 3 million.
No, not at all. No.
When we retire, we're dependent on Social
Social
Security.
Security.
And how many times do I see emails like Social Security isn't gonna be here?
Right. Yes, we cannot depend on it's great to have it, but we also need other supplements coming in for our retirement.
Right.
We're going to need a retirement strategy
Okay.
because we honestly can't depend on the government to keep us.
That's right.
We're going to have to keep ourselves.
Okay.
And that's where it comes into play when you saving investments, life insurance, when you can use that, annuities.
Okay,
All
so
this
talk to
stuff.
us all about that. What if I have a 401k? And so I feel like I'm saving, I'm investing.
Well, 401k is great.
Okay.
However, that's going to be taxed when you
Mhm.
start taking it out when you retire.
Mhm.
So
Because it's not taxed when it's going in.
Right, it's not taxed when it's going in. So Uncle Sam going to say, Coach, I need my money.
And
So
it's pretty
when you
high,
withdraw, they're going to withdraw.
They are.
Yes. So with that, instead of, with your 401k, you have an opportunity not to keep it in a 401k, but that money, you can roll it over to an index annuity where
Okay.
it's no longer being taxed.
Okay, talk to us about that. What
Yeah.
is that?
So index annuity, a lot of people, people from, I would say from 40 and up,
Okay.
we say that qualifies for that. With that money, you can put it over into an index annuity, and you can have it like monthly income coming to you.
Oh, I did
And it's
hear
going to
about
be
that.
at a rate. So still, even though if you take money out of the annuity because you're still earning money at a rate,
Mhm.
you still get money while you're taking out money,
Why are you taking it out?
and it's tax free.
Wow.
And the same with life insurance.
Okay.
Yes, so, index universal life insurance
Mm-hmm.
with a cash value. People can use that with part of their retirement strategy.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So
Is that like whole life, term life?
actually index you can use whole life
Okay.
or index universal life. Those two.
Oh,
When it comes
okay.
to cash value.
Okay, cash value. And
Right.
I know I have whole life,
hmm
and I have term. Term, you're paying into it, and you ain't getting nothing.
Right,
You're just paying
term
it
is
free.
temporary.
It's
That's what it
because
is.
they only giving it to you for a certain
So
age.
right, and
Yeah.
then when you time for renew, it may be higher because you at a later age.
You're at a later age.
Yeah, and you don't get nothing in return with term. It's just what it is, temporary.
It is temporary.
Yeah.
And a lot of us have those things on our jobs.
That's
And we
right.
like, oh, I got insurance. But if
That's-
you leave that job or that job goes belly up,
Exactly. That's term as well. Yes, because
That's
when you
term.
terminate it, it's term. It's
it's
terminated.
termed. It's termed. Yeah. And so I equally was with our organization, Capital One, and I know one of the things they talked about, like, your benefits will be until the end of the month, but that insurance, those millions that you had and you were paying and we were paying into,
Mm-hmm.
it ends the last day of your employment.
That is correct.
And so I had to update all my stuff and was like, okay, I no longer have all of these millions.
Right.
This is what I have, which is, I still have
Mm-hmm.
nice insurance. However, those term insurance, they're term insurance for a reason.
Yeah.
And so we really have to get like smarter with our money
You have to
and
get
not
smarter. Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
not just spend it, because we're just spending.
We're just spending.
And so when people say I can't afford it, but then we got nails and we
Exactly,
got our
exactly,
feet done
yes.
and our hair done.
Yes, that's
So-
easily $100 that you can invest into a life insurance policy. Because you
Okay.
can overfund it in a certain amount,
Okay.
and over the years, it quadruples.
It
You
continues
say,
to
"Oh,
grow.
Coach, have you checked your financials? Have you checked your life insurance policy? Have
Right.
you checked your cash value?
Right.
From 8 years ago to now, it just keeps piling up.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's-
interesting you say that because I probably need to check I've had whole life. My son he's 31. And I've had whole life insurance with him.
Mm-hmm.
They were added on his
Yes.
riders back then and when he
Mhm.
turned 25. And then my other one that I still have whole life on me. And I've kept the same company,
Yep.
American General Life, and I'm gonna do with the cash values. I never even look at it. I never even think about it.
Yes. We have to bring it up, and I show you exactly where to look at to see
Ooh.
the cash value.
Mm.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, so let's use me for an example to
Mhm.
kind of help bring it home for folks.
Okay.
And then, Sheik, of course, you can say if we have any questions. So I left my job.
Mm-hmm.
I do, I have a very nice 401k.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, I'm not out there judging none of y'all. Because I know some of y'all done borrowed from y'all 401k so y'all can go to Florida. Don't you be taking money for your 401k. You trying to go to Bahamas taking money out of your 401k, you know better. No, I'm not doing that. I borrowed from my 401k when my husband had his bilateral lung transplant, and I'm having to take care of home and there and stay in these hotels. But since that time, I haven't. Now that I've left my organization and I'm considered self-employed,
Mm-hmm.
is what I'll say. When you start looking at like unemployment and all that stuff, that is pennies on the dollar.
That's
Like when they showed me how much I made in 2023 and told me this is how much you'll get for unemployment, I said, "Ooh."
right.
Like, so if you're looking for a degreed leader, look. But seriously, so I have my 401k. And so my first thing that I thought to do, and I'm gonna help y'all and get my business, I was like, I'm gonna pay off my 2 vehicles. So one of my vehicles is paid off, but I have 2 others that are around, if I pay both of them off, is about $48,000. So I was like, that's easy. I'm gonna go ahead and pull from my 401k and I'm gonna pay it off. When I called them, they told me I'm gonna need to borrow $68,000 from myself. Okay, not 68, but I'm gonna withdraw it now because it's not a loan.
Right.
And I said, well, what that? They said, because we're gonna send 20% to the IRS.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm getting a 20%. Well, and that's just the taxes. That's not even the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all that money you look to save when you come to withdraw, it ain't just yours free and clear.
No, because Uncle Sam is right there with you.
Right there, and you want them to take it so that way next year when you do your taxes, you ain't out there owing out the yin because this ain't free money. Hence why people hit the lottery and things of that nature.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't know if you do any volunteer time for unemployed people that you know. But I'm really trying to say, okay, how do I manage this with having to still pay mortgage? That's the only thing I want to, because I even said, okay, how do I pay up my mortgage? But they was like, no, that'll go against the principle. Like, don't prepay.
Right.
Like you're paying for 6 months,
Mhm.
let it just come out,
Mhm.
automatically like it had. So if you're looking to get money from your 401k and you're, like I said, you're trying not to get penalties and taxes, there's a way that people can roll that into that.
Right,
that index.
yes, I said minimize the penalties.
To minimize the penalty.
Roll it over to an annuity, an index annuity.
Okay.
You'll still be gaining money
Okay.
at rate,
Okay.
but also you can set up as an income coming into you.
Mm-hmm. And it can set up like on and get taxed
But that's-
versus taking a big bulk.
Exactly. Also with the annuity, it's tax free.
Oh.
So that's the key thing with annuities.
Yeah, you
So
did
do a
say
roll
that.
over that. Also with again with universal life and whole life, that's tax free as well.
Mhm.
I tell a lot of people when I first sit down with my clients, said I want you to write this down. I want you to write down Internal Revenue Code 77028. So they'll know that
Okay.
that states that life insurance is tax free.
77028.
028. Yes.
All right, y'all got that?
That's
I
IRC, and that's legal.
Okay. Okay. 7702A.
Yes.
And that's legal.
yes. Started 1913.
Okay.
Yes. And so
Y'all heard these facts. Don't play with us. Don't play with us.
so
So you
yeah.
when you talk about the financial literacy, these are some examples of what
These-
you're saying because we
yeah.
don't know.
If you don't know what government gives us, provide us, or what we can do in a tax-free environment, you just out there, and like tax season, everybody get excited for tax season.
Mhm.
I say, well, really, you coming out even if you look at over the months. You're
Yeah.
coming out even. So when you get that 3,000 or 9,000 at one time, honestly, you're coming out even. It's just how you get one big check at one time. You're like,
Yeah.
I got some money.
Yeah.
It's tax time. But yeah, so we got to get out of that mindset. Okay, I got 3,000. What am I going to do with this 3,000 that I got back from the government?
Okay.
Am I going to invest it here, or am I going to invest it in overfund one of my insurance policies where I know when I'm ready to retire, I can take out some cash out of the cash value, tax free. And even if you want to do a loan, it's at a small percentage. You can do a loan against it.
Okay. Against your own money.
Against your own money, and
Mhm.
still
Pay yourself interest.
you're still getting money because you're still earning at a rate,
Mhm.
between 4 to 8% rate. You're still earning money even though you withdraw
Wow.
out of that cash value. That's what I love about life insurance. Because honestly, I did not have a clue about this until when my mother passed 8 years ago,
Mhm.
and she had stuff set in place for us. And then I thought, well, Tisha, what do you have in place?
Right.
I need to get this together.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
we live for today, Tisha. We don't live for.
Exactly.
But like when we get older, it'll take care of itself. But a lot of people then struggle. And I know I was doing some research, and a lot of our elder community
Yep.
are struggling, and some of them really struggle to like make their ends meet and
Yep.
eat, and
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when they have like their children coming in to stay because they need things to cover, and by then they've taken out second mortgages on their home,
Exactly.
and they're doing all this stuff where at
Yeah.
your retirement age, you should be able to live comfortably.
Yes.
But let me ask you that, and I don't know if this is an area in which you go,
Mhm.
but what about when you're talking about paying like your home? If we're talking about being financially literate, is there a way if we can make more mortgage payment that will cut our mortgage from a 30-year to a 20? Do you know anything about that part of the financial?
Not that
world?
part, but I do know with the mortgages, with one of my teammates, she doubled up. She said, I'm doubling up my payments because I just don't want to I want to pay this off sooner than
Mhm.
later.
Mhm.
So with her mindset, because she wanted to pay the double, say for example, the note was $2,500. She was
Okay.
paying $5,000 a month
Okay.
for her mortgage.
Mhm.
She said, they said it's 30 years. She said, I want to drop it to 15.
Oh.
So what she did, financial needs analysis, see what was coming in, see what was coming out,
Mhm.
and see if it was affordable for her to do it.
Okay.
So she wouldn't have to mess with her savings,
Mhm.
where she could cut
Right.
and where she could add. And
Right.
so what she did was, every year when it come tax season, she would get her little money. She'll put that towards the mortgage. Also, she was able, because some months we're gonna miss. You know, we're gonna
Right.
stay disciplined, but
Yeah.
some months she missed. But when she got that helped out a lot at the end of the year, because one month she couldn't do 2,500 because something, things
Right,
happen
right,
in
right.
life. But staying focused and disciplined with your goal, she was able to cut it down. Now she has maybe 6 more years left.
Wow. And that's amazing. And that's the stuff you want to look forward to.
Yeah.
And so that's how I be thinking, even with my cars, I always overpay them. So mine is a car payment and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realize that does is save me over time.
Yep.
And this is a funny, I don't know if my kids are watching. It's something like your own family sometimes. So all my family, if y'all watch, y'all know better, like watching. But I remember one time I had student loans. And I said, and I had cable. And I was looking at the amount of time, how much money I was paying for cable,
Mm-hmm.
and how much time we were literally home watching it. Because I worked all day, they were in school all day, practice.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they went to bed, it was like an hour and a half during the week and something on the weekend. And I was paying maybe $150 something for all that. I cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
My kids, they boys would watch Save the Last Dance, Crooklyn,
Yep.
with all the VHS tapes. And the money I saved for Cox that I would normally pay,
Mm-hmm.
I rolled over and was putting it, like adding it into my student loan payment. And it was like, I was like, who would have known? Like something that simple. So,
Yep.
like Netflix.
Yep.
Like that we pay. I was like, it's 22. I can't afford to pay myself, but we got Netflix. And what I realized is T-Mobile
Mm-hmm.
pays like Netflix. And I was like, but they don't really give you got commercials or you can do this. But who cares?
Right.
When you don't even watch it that much. So it's stuff like that I'm
Yes.
looking. I pause, because I'm unemployed. I pause and say, what are all these automatic payments? I called all of my bank accounts and say, tell me what's coming out automatically
Exactly.
every month.
Yes.
And it was Apple.
Yep.
I'm like, I ain't got no work phone no more, so I don't need to. I look recording. Apple $2.99 a month.
Yep.
Google Music, I do need like Netflix, Hulu, and
Yep.
Prime, and around the corner. And I said, when you start looking at that money,
Yep.
I'm like, that's $100 that you can just literally
Easy.
put over,
You
easy,
can put
right?
it- Yep.
I start asking my nail tech for itemized, cause she, I get to the register every time it's that much. I ain't even got no nails. I got the little feet. Like I need to know. No, don't do my lashes. I'm doing strips. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I cry and sweat too much. So I'm looking for ways.
Yep.
Okay, that saves $40.
That's exactly.
Okay, that saves this.
Yep.
So again, when you talk about financial literacy,
Mhm.
we run from it, and I'm gonna say we like
Oh yeah.
my community. Not all of y'all. So I don't need none of y'all in my
Right.
notes.
Yep.
Black folk, African Americans. Okay, I'm just saying. Ideally, we live for the moment.
We do live
Our
for
kids
that.
are wearing the most high price shoes. You open that door when you leave out there. Jordan got about $2,000 worth of shoes sitting right there,
Mhm.
and now something hurting his toe. Like no, you gonna wear them crawl
yeah.
them bad boys
Yeah.
up, and it's just October.
Yeah, we gonna walk it out today.
We gonna walk. Like I'm just looking. Listen, I'm going to school with him tomorrow, Tish, because I bought him this limited edition Under Armour sweatsuit from Kohl's.
Mm-hmm.
He runs track on Wednesday, and I was like, I got your hoodie. Where's your pants? He said, oh, they wore my pants in the gym. I know you lying. Ain't that the same? And then the next day, he forgot. Next day, I said, don't worry, you don't catch a bus to school tomorrow. I'll take you. And I'm going to sit right out front, and you go in that box on the cafeteria stage, and you get them $45 pair of pants. And I ended up telling Kiki, is Scottsdale still open? Because it's the same pants with Under Armour on it. Like, I was like, you lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it jokingly to look at how much money.
Yep. Yep.
And she ain't gonna say much this corner. Because my baby girl, my bonus, and she can get it. Like, what she needs, she right. We gonna spend that money. Look at her. She like, yeah. We gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we just honestly have to find a way to
Have to find a
more
way.
financially
Exactly.
literate. So I
Yes.
looked it up. It says spending refers to how you use your income to meet your basic needs and wants, including like your rent, your mortgage, your grocery, your hobbies, eating out, home furnishing, home repairs, travel, and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Savings represents a portion of your income you set aside for future use. including emergency funds. And this says it recommends allocating between 3 and 12 months. Now, Smiley was real generous. She said 3 to 6. It says 12 months of expenses in your savings.
Yeah, what that's a large number.
Okay, good.
If you think about it, it's the normal American is middle class
Right.
and minimum 3 kids.
Yeah.
So that 12 months, that's not going to happen unless we all in the dark eating tater chips.
Like, I don't know. And you won't get them
So,
potato chips
right.
too, okay? we not doing
We're
that.
not doing that.
So
No.
if you
No.
can, shout out to you. Boom, boom, boom. But I knew, like, honestly, when it was time, like, he was like, how do you make the decision just to do? When it is time, I was like, I knew how much my mortgage was. And I don't have a ring the bell mortgage.
Right.
Like, I can't stand out in front of Walmart and just ring the bell.
Right.
I can't stand in Kohl's
Right.
and be like, okay, next in line. No
Right.
offense to those people. So I knew within this time frame, I'm gonna need a job, and even Joe was like, "Mom, you sure?" Like, I know, so I'm like, okay, Lord, what do I need? And hence, like, I have to make decisions that may unfortunately cost me a penalty in taxes. Because if I can get these cars paid off,
right.
I'm saving on all of the interest rate and all that other stuff. But we should be able to have to pay our bills and not worry.
Exactly.
Like, that can be a scary thing. And even when my husband transitioned to heaven, y'all, I didn't but like, okay, let's vacation. Just so y'all know, the trips that we went to was already planned and paid for before my husband transitioned. But I didn't take his insurance policy and go out here and go,
right.
like, let me shop, let me do this, let me do
Right.
that, let me, when I sold our house and the money we got back from that, I just didn't do all that. I was like, how do I pay stuff off?
Right.
How do I make sure? Now, what I shouldn't have got was that orange card for my 50th birthday, because I got, but it's mine, I got it, and I mean, but what I am saying is we have to do that. So the piece that I wanted to talk about is investment. This is a practice of putting your money to work through your purchasing of assets, including stocks and bonds, to earn a return on your money. Investing wisely can be a powerful mechanism for wealth generation.
Yes.
People now are trading.
Yes, they are.
How does that tie into like investment? Like, that's scary to me. I get nervous.
Well, of course, it is a risk, but once you learn stocks, and I'm glad you said something about that, because I started learning about stocks as well.
Okay.
Because that's another type of investment.
Okay.
And I was just doing some research, and I realized that there are people in prison making money off of stocks.
Whoa.
Making $1,000 a day trading stocks. If they can do it, I know I can do it.
Because they ain't got no time. But I'm sorry.
So that put a trick. I said, "Oh, Tisha, you can learn this." So I started learning. I started, go to YouTube. They got plenty of tutorials for it.
Okay.
And I reached out to a good friend.
Okay.
That stopped. I said, "Look, hey, I'm slow in this area. Can you speed me up?"
Okay.
And so they showed me, what to look for, high and low, when to buy and sell,
Okay.
and when to sell and take money from me. And when I take that money, it goes straight to my IRA.
What is IRA?
Now, IRA, that's another type of investment saving
Okay.
that and you can't put a lot in there where it's max. You can't put a certain amount over a year each month.
Okay.
So each year. So you have to be careful what you put in there each year.
Okay.
If not, there could be a penalty for that.
Okay.
But you have to be mindful of that. But also with the stocks, I was just overwhelmed with a lot of people didn't know that you can make this as a income, or your part of your financial portfolio.
Yeah, I had a friend who was like, and it's these young individuals.
Yeah,
They're not like our age.
young.
These are like they're in their 20s and they are more financially independent than we are.
And he said, "Miss Tish, I'll show you." I said, "Well, yes, I'm ready to learn. I got pen and paper and highlighter."
Okay.
Where do we start? And
Right.
he sat down with an hour with me, and We started on Monday at 8 o'clock when it stocks open. He said, "This is when we're gonna start. Be ready." I said, "Well, my day off is on Monday, so I'm gonna be ready."
Okay.
And so he started showing me. I said,
Was it scary though?
It was not scary because honestly, I started off with $40.
Oh.
And-
So is it like
yeah.
gambling? Because that's the reason. I swear they say trading like.
No,
But
you have
get out
to.
there.
It's again, you have to be disciplined and you have to be patient.
Okay. Talk to
So
us about discipline.
With
patience.
with discipline, with anything with money, especially with the stocks, if you see it's dropping, don't panic. You say, "Oh, my money, I'm losing money." Don't panic
Mhm.
because as soon as it goes down, it got to come back up.
Mhm.
So don't panic. Let your money work for you.
Okay.
And then there's gonna be signals when
Okay.
it's time for you to sell or
Okay.
to buy. So, but just don't be triggered to be scared of losing the money.
Okay.
Like I said, I started with $40.
Okay.
I said because I'm willing to lose $40.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
So-
start with something that you're just not gonna hurt. Don't
Right,
be out
so-
there like
Yeah,
I'm investing. Let me put
no,
$5,000.
no, we're not starting out with thousands. No,
Okay.
ma'am, no, ma'am, no.
Right.
Because the goal is to understand what stocks are, how it can work for you,
Okay.
invest little, and make big.
Oh.
And this 28-year-old sat with me, and I said, what's this symbol here? What is?
Mhm.
And he was so patient with me.
Okay.
And so when I worked with him, he worked with me about 2 weeks,
Okay.
and I said, I think I got it.
Okay.
And so with my $40, I was able to make $600 in 2 weeks.
Oh.
I thought I was something, girl.
Hey,
can
listen.
You can
So
tell
if
me.
40 becomes 600, 600 can
Yeah,
become.
I mean, right. So 600 can become, double that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I quadrupled $40.
Beyond. So I
Yeah.
shouldn't just take my 600 and then just be like,
Oh no, don't no.
just leave it there.
No.
Just be patient. Let it
Just
continue.
be patient, let it, and what I did, I moved 300 to my IRA and kept 300 in because
Okay, so yeah, you don't wanna just okay.
Right, exactly. So I said, I got a little bit more change.
Okay.
I can step out and do 60.
Okay.
So
And so
yeah,
you do a
so
little bit more.
I do a little bit more. So each time I get more confident because we have a fear of money.
Right.
We want to hold on to it, but if you think about it, if you hold so tight in money, where it's going to go?
No
It's
way.
not leaving,
Mm-mm.
and you don't have your hands open to receive.
Right.
So I said, Tisha, don't be scared. Don't be scared when you do this. Is something new with money. You're financial. You do
Mhm.
finances.
Mhm.
Let's try trading. And I told him, I said, I'm so forever grateful that you showed me your
Yeah, I've
tips.
been hearing about that. I've been really, really hearing.
Yes, I do a one-on-one because I said, look, I'm a little bit older. I'm not.
Quicker,
Teenagers,
yeah,
yeah.
they get it. They get
I
it
like to
quick.
write everything down.
Write everything. Yeah, listen. Yeah.
Yes.
So we talked about spending, saving, investments, and there's a section that talks about protection. This
Mhm.
refers to the precautions you take to protect your assets from financial loss. It can
Yes.
include, again, insurance products such as health insurance, homeowner
Mhm.
insurance, life insurance, which provide protection against unforeseen, potentially financial devastating events.
Yes.
And so even when we're talking about investing in savings, we got to protect those things. If we invest in a home, that's one of the biggest purchases
Right.
we'll make.
Exactly.
Now you got to have homeowner insurance.
Right.
But so many people, again, like we talked about, don't get life insurance.
Don't get life insurance is a crucial thing. It's
Mhm.
not when you think about life insurance, all people think about is death.
Mhm.
But think about it, it's life insurance.
Right.
So you can use it while you're living.
Right. Okay.
So it's not just for when you pass away, when you have the IUL or the whole life,
Okay.
you have that cash value. Say if you want to pay off your house and you have cash value, a lot there.
Mhm.
You just call them up. I need a check for such and such. Make it out to such and such and such, and it's a done deal.
Can y'all listen?
That it's just
Doesn't that
simple.
sound like, oh my gosh, if just imagine calling me like, I want to pay off. Well,
Yeah.
how much? 300 such and such thousand and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, dollars.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
And
all you got to pay is taxes.
it's only exactly. And the thing is with the life insurance, if the younger you start, the better off you be. Now, if you haven't started or don't have a life insurance, no time like the present.
Right.
It's always good to start. As long
Yeah.
as you start.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. But I like to tell people, especially if you have kids, it's easy, very simple. Be disciplined with having an insurance policy for them, and you can set aside money each month. It's an investment. It's not a bill. It's an investment. So you're investing
I
to
like
your
that you said
child
that. I like that you said that.
each month with the Index Universal Life policy. And as when they get older, you can turn it over to them, and they'll be responsible for
Yeah.
it. Now they have cash value, so when they ready to go to college, because let's be real, some of our kids ain't gonna get no scholarships. They no athletic or smart. You know what I'm saying. So when it's time for them to go to college, and they want to go over to California for college, that's out of state. You can go into your Index Universal Life cash value and get that money out for tuition.
See, and listen, we talk about investment. Y'all know I always got a little funny little joke. So I done told Jordan the way to invest in his college fund is go to the military. Okay, yes, go ahead and invest. And go there, invest with some years, and then they gonna pay for you to go to school. Like that's what.
Yeah.
And then not only that, they'll help you with your house. Like, really having that paradigm mind shift.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, y'all send y'all babies, send them to college. Like there's nothing like an education. But a long time ago, we were like, hey, we gotta go. There's other ways
There's other
that
ways.
I'm thinking, like, if it's not academic, because college is expensive.
College is, and it's steady going up as
It is.
inflation goes up, everything else goes up.
Yeah.
And that's when the cash value comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
You will have it there in situations like this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
said,
yeah.
not everybody is gonna have a scholarship. And military is great too.
Yeah. If it
Yeah.
works for you. If
Yeah,
it works for you,
definitely.
it does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what about those of us who have debt? What would be your recommendation on how do we manage debt effectively?
Again, discipline.
Okay.
Because debt is always, it's like right there on your shoulder. Like,
Mhm.
oh God, I got
Right.
this, I got this $5,000 credit card bill. I got to pay this off. So say if you have like 3 credit card
Mm-hmm.
bills, what you can do is you pay the minimum payment for each one.
Okay.
However, pick the one that has the lowest,
Mm-hmm.
put more. If you're able to do an extra payment a month,
Mm-hmm.
pay that one off, and
Okay.
that'll be at 0.
Okay.
And then you go to the next one
Okay.
and pay that off. And then before you know it, you get to the one that has the $5,000 credit line
Okay.
and has that minimum payment. Now you're in a position where you can double what you need to pay it off. You have a goal, okay, I'm going to pay this $5,000 off in 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
So $5,000 in 12 months, you're going to have to pay between 3 to 4,
Mm-hmm.
3 to 400 a month. We're not talking about the interest, ooh, but that's great.
Well, whatever it is. And see,
Yeah.
I love that you said that because I even worked with my mom. I was like, let's get this Navy Federal card where the interest rate is lower.
Yep.
You love your Amazon card,
Yeah.
but if you're not paying that off every month, that prime discount that you've just now saved from now turns into interest
Interest.
because it's on this card.
Exactly.
So let's pay this off. Let's pay Ashley's too. Let's combine. Let's transfer that.
Right.
To
Exactly.
this credit card where you only have one versus again the 3 payments.
Yep.
And so that way again you can save. Looking for ways where you have that 0% interest and
Mhm.
begin to transfer that over. So again, a selfish question. I owe taxes. Blessed
Mhm.
be the Lord. And I tell you, I made payments. I'm making this payment, $300 a month, y'all. More than a minute, I got them to break it up. But I swear it seems like that payment is going up. It's not coming down. And so I was like, oh, that's another reason. I was like, 401k, let me pay. I just feel like those federal taxes, you got to pay that stuff off.
Mhm.
Even I was like, oh my gosh, let me transfer it to my credit card
Right.
and
Mhm.
get it paid off. Like, so there's certain things when you're talking about financial wisdom and wealth.
Mhm.
There's ways like take some of these things that are higher that you can't escape
Right.
and put that money there. Again, I said it
Exactly.
jokingly,
Mm-hmm.
but we are letting Prime come out every month. We are letting Netflix
Yes.
come out every month. We're going bi-weekly or every 3 weeks to get nails done. We're doing,
Mm-hmm.
all of this stuff or
Mhm.
even the math on eating out, even
Yes.
if it's twice or 3 times a week.
I
And
did my math on when I was eating out. I mean, I could feed another family when I was eating out.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So when you're saying financial wellness,
Mhm.
it isn't just the moments of just paying yourself and doing this, but there's ways that we can more effectively
More-
manage
Manage the money.
our money and invest
Exactly.
into something that really matters and that's going to give us a return.
Exactly.
That's
That's
gonna
the
give
key
us a
thing, because
return.
we need a return, because we don't want to work all of our lives.
No, we
No.
don't.
We-
People
we're-
at 70 ringing the bell
Yeah.
in stores, or 70 ringing up, getting, at Kohl's,
Yeah.
helping me return my Amazon order.
Exactly.
And I know people don't want to be bored, but you just don't want to have. I
want to
spend
have
all
the
my life.
option. I don't want it to be a necessity.
Say that again for the people.
Yes, you want it to be an option. You don't want to be a necessity to go to a 9 to 5 just for to make money, just to get for medication, or just to pay another bill. We want to live. This is free. God gave us free will,
Mm-hmm.
and we should live that way.
You live that
Stress-free,
way. Because you think
yes.
about when COVID came and people couldn't work in their checks, they didn't know. We didn't have a way.
They didn't have a way.
They weren't fortunate like us to work for an
Mm-mm.
organization, and we were like, okay, we can go home and still get paid
Exactly.
and get these benefits, and that's the tough time.
Yep.
And so that's why people go so crazy when they get a flat, their tire go out,
Yep.
or they start having car problems
Exactly.
because they don't even have anything they can fall back
Back
on.
on. There's
Because
no
now I got to
backup.
take from this
Mm-hmm.
and then pay this because I don't have
Yeah, I
it
gotta-
anymore.
Cut from my rent to get these 2 tires, so I can go to work to get a paycheck to pay on my late rent.
So it's
Yeah.
just a discipline imperative. You just got to decide.
You have to make a decision. Am I going to stay this way and be stressed out, or I'm going to change and be stressed out for a little while?
But again, even though we're giving all this information to the
Mhm.
people, some people, I'll say us, some of us still won't pay attention. And then we're 70.
Right. That's the key thing. I put it like my bless her heart, my grandma would say. She said, "Baby, you want to dig your well before you get thirsty, because
Mm.
when you get thirsty, you won't have no water,
Mm.
and you gonna die of thirst." So
Because you didn't dig your well
because
before you were
right,
thirsty.
Exactly. She said, "So dig your well now."
Mm.
You hear me? Dig your well now. So when it's time for you to drink, it won't be no problem.
Mhm.
Do you understand
Mm-hmm.
me? That's like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't know why I was trying to relate that to like relationships. Before you get thirsty, set yourself up, dig your well now. I don't know, I don't want to be thirsty.
You don't want to be thirsty.
Oh my gosh, you feel like giving us so much
Mhm.
information about like how to make our finances work for us and not just go to a 9 to 5 just to pay bills, but to pay
Yes.
ourselves.
Exactly.
What are some key takeaways you want the people to walk away with today? as
Key
we wrap up?
takeaways: be disciplined. Make a decision. Make a decision on how you want your money to work for you.
Mm.
Make a decision, and then be disciplined about your decision. We may fall once or twice,
Mm.
but if you want to have money for the future, we got to start saving now. And if you don't know how to save, start to save. I would strongly recommend to get to with a financial advisor. Me myself, I do free financial needs analysis, so we can see what's coming in and what's coming out. Because I want you to think about it like this: you're in a boat. You're in a boat going fine. You think everything is fine, but you have one little hole in the boat, so you think you're okay. But as you're going deeper in the sea,
Mm.
2-3 more holes come up.
Mm.
And that's how some people's finances are. There's some holes in their finances that could sink the boat, and they don't even know it.
They don't even know. Because they're like, oh, that's just one little
Oh,
hole.
this is one little hole. I'm good. I'm just going over here. But how you gonna get to that destination if you got all of these holes in your boat and you're slowly
And
sinking?
the water is just coming
Coming
in.
in.
And before you know it,
Yep.
the toilet broke, the car needed new tires,
Yeah.
you needed an oil change.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden you get under the weather.
You-
You're sick,
yes.
you can't miss work.
And you can't miss work. Exactly. Yes.
Mm.
So we got to change your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll change your life when it
Mhm.
comes to discipline with anything, but especially with money. Because we always worry, oh, I don't have money for this, I don't have money for it. All that worryation is going to build up in your body. And then it's going to affect your health. So we're going to start with what I can do now.
Yeah.
Even if it's just $2.50. What was it? $2.50. Just save. Just start saving somewhere. You can save in a piggy bank. Give it someone that you trust, because you don't want to. You don't want to go back in.
Right.
Yes. Put it in a savings account where if you try to withdraw, there's a penalty. You just want to start somewhere with saving.
Yeah.
And then once you get your, savings up, then you can go on to think about investing.
Mhm. Because
Yeah.
again, there's steps.
Yes.
So let me tell you what I did, or what we did,
Mm-hmm.
and it only ended up being a handful of us. Myself, Sherelle, Trey started a little bit, and we're wrapping up, and Miss Connie.
Mm-hmm.
We were saving money. We paid ourselves every time we worked out.
Yep.
And back then, people paid me in cash. So I ran up. I think I had $5,000 or $6,000. I can't remember the first year. And at the end of the year, I was like, yes, yes. And then Black Friday came. So I had saved all that money for the year, and then Black Friday. But then really, I started blessing people. I remember giving my husband. He was like, he gonna give me for $1,500. I said, I saved this. You get like free money. But I started blessing people with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I call that, you're in ministry. I was like, I'm sowing seeds
Yep.
that are going to return. But typically,
Mhm.
if I can keep that mindset, and if I had taken that money and invested in an IRA, it probably would have grown
Mm-hmm.
like just exponentially
Yes.
now. Looks like we have a question. Can you save while you're in debt?
Yes, you can save while you're in debt. That's where the discipline come in. When you get your paycheck,
Uh-huh.
you look at what you have to pay. What you have left. It could be $10. Take half of that, or to whatever you feel comfortable with taking out what's left,
Mhm.
and put that into saving.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and what I've done, like you said with those Netflix and stuff like that, I started being more conscious of those small things
Yep.
that was coming out. So I was able to cancel those. So what I did was, at the end of the month, I knew it was $25 that I saved. So I would put that into my savings account.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little bit,
So that
Yes.
little stuff,
That
we
little
can
stuff,
take those payments and pull
put
it
it
over.
and put it over.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think that that's great. I'm glad they asked that. But our house is going to be a debt, our car payment. So
Yes.
we're going to be in debt, but that doesn't mean you can't
Can't
save.
save, exactly.
So even if we make it that way, these credit card bills, and stop running up the credit cards,
Yes.
buying
Cut them
stuff
cards
on
up.
sale,
Mhm.
buying stuff on sale, to turn around and have to pay interest on it a few months later. That's one of the main things that we talk
Yes.
about. But like I say, but you
No.
just use your credit card.
No, it's on your credit card.
Yeah, it's on your card, so you're not even
Mhm.
doing that. And so, Tisha, oh my gosh, like thank you. So how do people get in touch with you?
Well, you can reach me at 757-805-3323.
Say it again, because we're gonna write it and put it in the comments
Alright.
notes.
757-805-3323.
Mm.
Or you can email me at letitia.wfg@gmail.com.
One more time on that email address.
Yes, Letitia, that's LATISHA .wfg@gmail.com.
So you've heard it here first on Chat It Up with Coach Q. And I thank you so much for coming out.
Thank
I
you.
was front and center when
Yes.
you was like, this is how much I need. I said, Dad, if I retire at 65, I need about $3 million if I'm planning to live to 95
Yes.
and keep, because I shouldn't now have to go to a one bedroom now that I retired.
Exactly.
I should be able to maintain the
Maintain.
same lifestyle
That's the
that I've
goal.
had.
Yes, ma'am. That is the
Before.
goal.
So we come into any big money and all those things instead of rushing to go spend, give it away, and be like,
Mm-hmm.
invest, save. I promise this is the last question, y'all. We started late. But what about for that person who says, well, I gotta live for today because tomorrow ain't promised. I ain't gonna save all this money for somebody to go enjoy it.
That means you don't want to live a legacy. You're going to be a liability for your family.
Oh.
That's what you just said. You don't want to leave a legacy. You want to be a liability for your family.
And a lot of people are liabilities.
And a lot of people
Because
are
your children,
Mhm.
your spouses should not be financially burdened to even
Exactly.
send you away.
Exactly. I should have it set up for you, Coach, when it's time for me. It's Coach got everything she needs. The only thing she needs to do is she's just mourning now.
Yeah.
Everything else is set up.
Yeah.
Because I want to leave a legacy for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. And that's why one thing that I learned, and this is all I'll say as I wrap, I love celebrating my husband, from doves to the horse carriage, taking him down the street, all that. It was no holds barred, nothing.
Right.
Upwards of $30,000. And when I look back, like it was honorable.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have done it again, but let's just play the other advocate for a second.
Right.
Easily 20,000 of that could have been still in Jordan's account. Like, if I'm real, did he need the horse? Did he? And it wasn't for people. I just wanted to let that man know,
Right.
baby, you did a good job. And again, I feel so good. Nobody can take
Right.
it away. However, I'm saying that to say there's just other ways. Like, Jordan didn't have to have a limited edition Under Armour jogger
Right.
for $90 from Kohl's,
Mhm.
when he could have probably got the Nike one or something else, and whatever. But again, we keep trying to whatever because we don't have that mind shift.
Right.
Our children are getting on the bus in high school, they say, and other folk children driving their cars because of it, but they fly. But
Right.
because of that, again, that mindset. So we
Mindset.
just got to shift the way we think. Y'all, it's discipline. Thank you so much, you two, for being patient with us with our phone. We don't feel like you see all of us, but she said y'all saw us as we leaned in. Facebook, y'all have always been
Yes.
loyal. I know a lot of people don't want to hang around because that means discipline requires work.
Yes.
And we don't want to work.
Yep.
Hence, we just lean back. We
Yep.
just, But the best thing that we can invest in is ourselves.
Invest in yourself.
So let's start today because
Yes.
nobody else will. So that's my challenge to you.
Yes.
Start today with saving, even if it's $5. When you start saving $5, say a paycheck, even $5 a day or whatever, by the end of the year, think about how much money you'll have. Real quick, Sheik, tell me how many days we got left in a year. You can look at Google. You don't want to. You looking at the
Actually,
notes.
we have 80 days left.
Oh, I'm sorry. 80 days left. 80 times 5.
That's going to be
What, $400?
Yeah, 80 times 5. Yeah.
400. Even numbers.
Yeah, $400.
If you start saving $5 a day between, you'll have $400 by the end of the year.
400 easy.
Easy, 400, right? $2 times 80, you'll have 160. Meaning you'll have something
Yep.
put to the side,
Yep.
right? So again, y'all, that's a basic example of what we can do to start saving today. Again, y'all have been so gracious with us. We're gonna be making iterations. We're gonna listen. This is gonna grow, y'all. If I always say, if he did it for Jennifer Hudson, Ricky Lake, Jerry
Yes.
Springer, and all those folk,
Yes.
he can do it for me.
Exactly.
Y'all like, follow, share, and subscribe. I tell you, I can't do this without, Nikki, Sheikah. Nick is around here like she's working. She's sending the email. Shout out for her. She gonna make sure that we still got the bottles up here. She our bad, but she do not want to see these bottles on this table. I know she over there. She don't want to see this box. So we gotta get it. But we grown. We gonna get there, right? And it all starts with y'all. So
Yes.
like, follow, share, continue to invest. If you're looking to sow a seed into Chat It Up with Coach Q, please reach out to us. My number is the same for all my businesses, 757-240-1035. And if you'd like to be featured on Chat It Up with Coach Q, even if we can't do a live recording, we can do a recording where we can split screens and later post it to our people. But we want to make room for these everyday conversations about the ish that we as adults go through.
Yes.
And again, if you're out there looking for a way that you can invest and give back, if it's your child, somebody growing in school, y'all just get back to us. I'm just looking for a way that I can be a blessing to the community. So again, thank you for your support. I look forward to seeing you all real soon, all right? We can't play the YouTube music because we're going to clear the cache. I said
Right.
cache. We're going to clear it and we're going to make it up. But y'all, again, like, follow, share. And we can't do a virtual music clap for my guest, but y'all, let's give it up for her.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much. She
Yes.
drove all the way over and did all of that. So again, we thank her so much, y'all. Thank you. Until we meet again, remember, again, like, follow, share, and subscribe. We'll see
Yes.
you soon.
Hit that like
Bye,
button.
y'all. Hit that like button. We got it. I don't know YouTube. Let me see what we do right there. Sheik, you got it. Oh, maybe it's the X. See y'all. Thank y'all. There we go.